Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's a Friday and thank you so much. We're here on In Your Fields with the Unc. It's a beautiful day. The rain is falling in Johannesburg, South Africa, Gauteng. We're here on this side of the world and we're celebrating the beautiful message of worship. Yes, we are. Jay, how you been doing, bro?
What's happening? How you doing, Unc? You good?
I'm good.
That's lovely. Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world. Like the Unc said, it's a beautiful Friday morning. We have exceptional guests in the building today, and we are going to definitely have a good time here this morning. I'm looking forward to it. Amazing subject.
Yes.
And let's get it underway. What a beautiful way to kick off the weekend.
What a beautiful way. We 4 weeks of the worship summit. So we in week 3, right? First we had Lyndon Peterson from Rhema North, and then we had Sheldon Banks, Mr. Sheldon Banks, a great worship leader. And this morning we have exceptional guests. Man, I couldn't wait for the show. You know what I'm saying? Jay, I couldn't wait for the show because we've got two young worship leaders, and really, they are young but very experienced, and they've been around the block a few times, and they know what they're doing. So I want to introduce on my right hand side, maybe your left hand side, it will be Llewellyn. Thank you so much. Llewellyn, thanks for joining us, man. I call him Welly. Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks. The Unc, Jay, thank you for having me, man. It's good to be here.
Yeah, excellent, man. He's from Ignite Ministries.
Yeah.
And then we have the beautiful, stunning Miche Jantjies in the studio. Come on, give it up for the lady. Man, she's this woman is an exceptional worship leader. And moreover, so we'll explain later, I just love her ear. She's got a golden ear. And we want to say, welcome, Miche. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Unc and Jay. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor to be here. Thanks so much for the invite.
Thank you so much, man. You all the way, your church is
Refuge City Church.
Refuge City Church, yes. That's Pastor Luke and First Lady Heidi over there. And thank you. So a shout out to them. And then also to Pastor Dean from Ignite Ministries. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for letting these two come here. And we're going to have an exceptional time. We're discussing contemporary worship. It's going to be a lovely show. There's going to be some controversial issues, but hey, we easy, Jay.
Yeah, we
easy. Jay, we're moving over to your segment. It's called
The warm-up.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
But let's kick off this beautiful Friday morning with the warm-up. Since, like you said, the rain is falling.
Yes.
So let's bring a little heat to Gauteng, South Africa.
Yes.
So this is what we're going to do. Prior to, I don't want to call it a show, a worship engagement or worship experience.
Okay.
What are the warm-ups or the routines that you'll do prior to a show? It could be, vocal warm-ups or even what you eat, what you watch, what you listen to, whatever the case may be.
I do vocal warm-ups, and
take us through it.
I have an exercise here. You can do re mi fa goedes, where I just do my notes, and then I go to my room, a quiet room, in the church building or wherever I'm at, and I just relax over 15 minutes and be quiet.
Okay.
Just to get my mind right and just focus on what's about to happen.
Are you nervous
No.
for an experience?
Sometimes I am, but when I'm at my own church, nah, that's home.
Home ground advantage.
Yeah.
Miche, what do you do?
So mine is similar to Llewellyn's. I do have some things that I do, like some exercises that I do, but also before I go on stage,
Right.
I do find a place where I'm just quiet and I just focus on what I'm supposed to do, and just try to be in the correct mindset to be able to deliver, the best that I can.
Right.
Yeah.
How difficult is it? Say you've had a tough morning. Say you married, right? And now you had a tough morning with the spouse. You know what I'm saying? And now to get into that mind frame, and you had a little bit of an argument, but now you get to the actual to church. How do you deal with that whole thing?
The Unc, for me, I had a challenge, to get my mind right. I'm that kind of person. You must have me in a good mood for me to give you a good experience through worship. But I've come to learn with maturity. I've come to learn that you just have to do what you need to do and just put everything aside and just do what you need to do. You understand? So ek het geleer, do what you need to do.
Do what you need
Yeah,
to do.
just issues and everything that you're going through. Just leave them at home or wherever you can leave them, but don't take them on stage with you and just serve the people. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you and your issues.
Yes.
It's about God first and about serving the people of God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I also feel like, me personally, if I see that this conversation is getting a bit heated, I just disengage. I can't. Because it's so difficult for women to just shake off that emotion. It's really hard. So like I just don't.
Okay, so you don't think you choose to let me just leave this?
I'll be like, worry, ek gaan ook keer toe.
Right.
En ek moet nou worship gaan leer, los my uit. Leave me alone. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Look, this is real life issues, right?
Yeah.
We all experience these things.
And prayer doesn't help that time. It doesn't help.
Okay, so this morning we're going to have a beautiful discussion. We're going to talk about contemporary worship, the contemporary worship experience. And if I can, maybe just to set a platform, what is contemporary worship? It's a form of Christian worship that emerged, from the Western culture, and it's not liturgical worship. So you get two types. You get contemporary worship, you get liturgical worship, which is more traditional. And contemporary worship, it engages the congregation, right? So where congregation sings together, where in traditional worship, you will have a choir maybe leading a song and people then respond to that. You know the basic setup in a traditional church, your mainstream churches. But in contemporary worship, and evangelicals have now moved over to contemporary worship, where the worship experience is all about the engagement of people, and people are singing and so forth. And so that's just to set a foundation about what we're talking about here in contemporary worship, right? We're going to get into, not so much into genres and so forth, but we're going to get into a good discussion. And there's a term that they use now in contemporary worship, right? It's called the worship experience, right? So they call it the worship experience. So what I want us to reflect on, and I've reflected on how the notion of experience has become a crucial expectation in contemporary worship. This has become crucial, right? And so these worshipers have come to expect a personal encounter with God, right? Personal encounter with God, describing God as speaking into me or ministering to me or being real to me. It's worth noticing that these folks describe worship more as an experience of receiving a blessing from God rather than responding to God's majesty with praise. So we want to just break down the worship experience. What does that mean to you, the worship experience?
I think, Pastor Les, on my end, if you look back, back to how church was back in the day, we'd have our klaskamerkeertjies.
Right.
And you'll have the unskilled auntie that plays the tambourine. That only serves to keep timing of the songs.
Okay.
And there's not so much thought that goes into praise and worship.
Okay.
Back then.
Yes.
But I think as we move along with the times, the worship experience is what captivates the congregation.
Okay.
I'm talking about in some churches, the lighting, the projector, the full band, the beautiful voices.
Yes.
All of that makes church nice, man.
Okay.
Makes church enjoyable.
Right.
And we're there to as much as we're there to serve God, we're there to make that experience more enjoyable for the congregation and more engaging for them. Because just as they want to engage as well.
Okay.
So I think.
Don't you think sometimes people can get lost in the lights, the cameras, and so forth and move away from the heart of worship?
Definitely, but I feel that if you have the right heart, it doesn't matter how you worship, but that you worship. So you understand, the lighting and everything is there, but if your heart is in the right place, that shouldn't bother you. You should worship God irrespectively.
Yeah, and I think to have an experience is to make it more personal. You understand? Let's say, for instance, I like the tradition songs, Pastor.
Right.
But I'm now in my church. We want the congregation to engage more.
Right.
We have that experience more because we want to forget about whatever song we sing. We want to forget about Welly doing the song, Welly leading the song, or whoever's leading the song. There's no starting on stage. So we want everyone just to have a good experience with the Lord and, just engage and make it more personal and forget about me for a moment.
So would you say that this experience with God, is it for blessing from God or is it just expressing my praise toward Him?
I would say both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
I would say both, because when you bless the Lord, this is my opinion. When you bless the Lord, He loves it.
Right.
When you give praise to His name, He loves it. And I believe that God is a God that loves to give and that loves to take care of His people. You understand? So as ek gaan en ek sê, if I sing a song and I lift up my hands and I have this experience with God, it's not just for Him, but it's for me as well. You understand? He comes to me and he makes sure that I'm okay. Whatever I'm facing, whatever I'm going through, He makes sure that everything works out well for me. So I believe it's both. We give God the adoration, but God also comes back and He gives us the experience to receive from Him and to be in His blessings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I share that sentiment as well. I also think that it's both. I feel like we serve a God that moves mountains for us.
Right.
Why not give Him our best?
Yeah.
He has provided us with everything that we need to love and to praise Him. So why not use it?
Yes.
And that forms part of the worship experience. If you are skilled in lighting or making tracks or something like that, why not use it to form part of that worship experience?
Okay.
I feel like we need to give our best to God in that sense.
Do you sometimes feel that if we too much on how it looks, right, that our worship is toward self-reveal, that our worship may sometimes not be as God-centered as we hope it should be? Because if you look at traditional church, right, and I'm just throwing this in there.
Sure.
If you look at traditional church and you look at the songs and the hymns or lyrics that you sing, there's not much going on. There's maybe just a piano.
Yeah.
Or maybe just an accordion.
Yeah.
Or maybe that auntie with a tambourine. You know what I'm saying? So the focus is more not on the music, but the focus is on God. Is that how it is? I'm not saying it's like that. I'm just trying to give a perspective as to how do we get rid of all that and how do we center on God in the worship experience?
Yeah. I think also our people need to come to the understanding that whenever you go into a church like that with all these nice lights and whatever, whenever we come into the presence of God, forget about the material things. Number one, just focus your heart on who God really is, and to be fair, Pastor Bianca, to be fair about it, it's nice. Heaven is a beautiful place.
Yes.
So we're gonna worship God whether we like it in a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you make it more comfortable for me to just lift up my hands and
Exactly.
just sing God's praises, I
Yeah,
mean, the smoke doesn't intrigue me more than what God's presence does. You understand?
Okay.
So I think people need to come to the understanding that it is not about the lights, it's not about the smoke machine, it's not
Yeah.
about the seats, but it is about, having a good atmosphere, having
Yeah.
a good, a good experience, a comfortable experience in the presence of God.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. We had a conversation in the car, and he made an example of, would you want to worship on you said a prison bed, no?
Yeah.
A prison
Yeah.
bed, or on a soft, beautiful bean bag?
Okay.
And I think we would all choose the bean bag.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it depends on the heart, like I said
Exactly.
earlier,
Yeah.
Unc. It depends on your heart. How hungry are you
Yeah.
to worship and to engage with God? If you are hungry enough, the
Yeah.
smoke and the lights and all the theatrics won't bother you.
Right.
Honestly, because I think the war, if I can
Yes,
put it like
yes,
that,
yes.
between the traditionalists and the contemporary worshippers, we at war with our opinions. However, we serve the same purpose.
Yes.
The purpose is to worship God
100%.
and to give Him the praise because He's due to it.
Yeah.
So
I think looking at it now, I think it is kind of easy to say that the lights, the screen, and everything does make a difference or play
Sure.
that part in the experience. But we need to realize that about 5 or so years ago, I remember we were in a transition period where we got the smoke machine and the lights, and a lot of churches weren't for it.
yeah.
They weren't for it. They were bashing churches. Why are you putting lights off in worship? This is not a club, and so forth on. Where do you think, or what do you think that important was for churches to make that shift? That shift to say that, these things are just add-ons. It's not, the main thing,
Yeah.
but it's add-on. But it is important, especially with the younger generation. growing up.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, I believe God is a God of timing. God is not gonna come with a 1992 mindset. You understand? We in 2021 right now, and obviously, technology. Technology evolves and it
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah.
So the church is no exception. We need to evolve as well, because we need the music, we need the new kind of sound desk, we need the new screens, you understand, in order for us to have a good experience. So I think in the next 30 years, there might be a pastor,
Yeah.
pastor preaching via a hologram,
hologram.
and people are gonna say that's from the devil, but no, it's just the timing of God. God is a God of timing. He
That's
knows His timing is perfect.
Yeah.
And people need to understand that God is not a God of 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? He's a God of 2021.
I think that question and that answer was in the timing, because we move over to the second thing, right? Which we really gonna get into what they're discussing now. So the second point is a question.
Okay.
So the second point is better than church. That's a question mark, right? Better than church. So let me explain this, right? Consider how contemporary worship music in parachurch, right? In parachurch settings, shapes evangelical expectation for worship through song and church, at church. So let me explain. You go to a concert, you go to a gospel event,
Yeah.
and how that's parachurch, how that setup, how all that experience influences now what you need to see at church, right? So here you come,
Yeah.
you go to a Maverick concert,
Yeah,
or you go to a Fred Hammond concert, or whatever,
Yeah.
right? A Dietrich Hayden concert. He's sitting over there. A Dietrich Hayden concert. You go to that type of concert, right? And that expectation that you had there, you want to bring that to church, right? Is that a doable thing? how do we navigate through that?
I would say it's a doable thing, Pastor.
Yeah.
I'm for all these good, nice things. I would say that, young, because man, as not just as a worshiper, but as a guy that loves music.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, I want to experience music at its best.
Yeah.
You know, music must be 10 out of 10 for me.
Right.
So obviously, if I go to a Maverick concert and I'm gonna walk and come to my pastor or to my leadership and tell them what I've experienced and what we
Right.
can implement, you know, and what we can do, but also be authentic.
Right.
Authentic, do it our way, our
Yeah.
style,
Yeah.
and what will work for us. You understand? But I think for me that goes. That goes.
Yeah.
That goes.
Miche?
Look at us studio. Beautiful, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
for me too. It's completely, absolutely doable. I love that. I love learning. I love learning how people do things. Wherever, from like the Mavericks, that is the Fred Hammond. I love watching concerts,
Okay.
and I love implementing that in our church.
Okay.
During praise and worship, I feel like we really can't still be like listen to the words, not the voice. We
No,
can't
okay.
we can't have that
Yeah.
mindset.
Right.
I don't like that mindset. Just don't sing,
Right.
or just don't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really it contributes to the growth of the church as well,
Right.
because of the younger generation that's more captivated by the Mavericks and by the Fred Hammonds. They will be more drawn
Right.
to our worship team or to what we are doing at our church. So I think that it's completely doable.
So let me just sketch a scenario here, right, Jay? So here we go to a Maverick concert, we go to a Hillsong Young and Free concert, whatever, right? And everything is happening there. You know how, if you look at the new stuff that Maverick Elevation is doing, you know, those type of songs, beautiful songs and so forth. Now, listen to this. You come back to church because of the worship experience that you had there, right? One song is 12 minutes. Right? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So one song is 12 minutes. Here at church, we've got a limit of 15 minutes, 20 minutes maximum, because there's different programs. The announcements,
Yeah.
the aunties' birthdays must be must be announced. People must stand up. These ones got now a certificate for baptism, and so all those things must be in the program, right?
Yeah.
Now you bring that from the concert vibe, where they only had music, and now you bring it to church, and people expect you must have the same type of experience in a limited time frame. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a question. That's just a scenario I'm sketching here, right? Is it must we give everything over to the music, or how do we navigate through this?
I think, Pastor, that's where your experience will come in now as a worship leader.
Right.
Me personally, I have learned over the years how to incorporate songs, how to flow, what is like do it in a kind of a medley.
Okay.
In a medley setting. So I would take a song, but I won't do the complete song.
Okay.
However, it feels the same.
Right.
And I'll infuse it with another song and another song to
Okay.
accommodate that time that we have. Because
Okay.
we cannot sing a 15-minute song if we only have 15 minutes to do
Yes.
worship.
Yes.
So that's where your experience now comes in as a worship leader. How are you gonna create that same vibe
Right.
in a limited amount of time? That's what I do. I just cut the song short and incorporate.
That's good insights over there. That's good insights.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add on that? Well,
The young people are gonna hate me for this, but
Go for it.
add another hour to the service. Add another hour.
but what if you have back-to-back services? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then okay, then, and you want both services to have the same experience.
Exactly, because
so,
look, it's two different sets of people. You know what I'm saying? So how do you navigate through that? I think to be fair on that, I think Miche has given us a good example there in terms of how to fuse music or songs rather in, right? How to put that together, and then in your segment that you have that total thing as an experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it even sounds as one song.
Yes.
Because you fuse it so beautifully.
So here's where the experience comes in. So
Yeah.
so worship leaders will start. They normally have 4 songs. Let's say 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah.
So their first song will be like a warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want the people to.
Truly.
But what we're saying is, you actually saying, Miche, let's not start here.
Yeah.
Let's start
That's
here.
it, exactly.
Let us start here
Yeah.
and build it. You know what I'm saying? Let's not. No, first, okay, we're getting into it, we're getting, by the 3rd song, now we're gonna, no.
Yeah.
You saying, let us start here, let there be thought into this whole
Definitely.
thing that we're gonna do for the program on a Sunday. Let's put thought into it, let's work it out in our rehearsals, and we wherever we can start, the higher we start, the better for us to build.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
I think what's most important with that scenario, that question that the Unc posed, is that I think we as worship leaders or the worship team, now it's even more vitally important to build your spiritual life in connection with God.
Yeah.
Because you can have a 1-hour experience and it's more time, but nothing happens. The Spirit doesn't flow.
Right.
Whereas you can have a 10-minute, and I've seen people take the stage, and within 5 minutes,
Definitely.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now it's more important that, hey, team,
Yeah.
guys, we need to make sure that our spiritual life
Exactly.
is on
That's
point.
true.
We have this 15 minutes here.
Right.
Let's do what we got to do
Yeah.
to bring heaven on earth.
Yes.
I
Awesome.
totally agree.
I agree with that, man.
Awesome. So we saying what you experienced in a concert setup,
Yeah.
there's some of those elements that you can bring
Yeah.
to church to give your church that worship experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, obviously, like time, you can't now. There we can't compromise on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the church program is not just about the music.
Exactly.
It's about everything.
Birthdays.
Birthdays, and everything. You know what I'm saying? So you have to cater for that as well.
Yeah.
So we're saying there's certain elements that you can bring back. You know what I'm saying? Okay, awesome. We're gonna come back to the 3rd point.
Sure.
But we first going to indulge Jay in a game. Explain to us, Jay.
I really thought we were going to do without this game. But this game is called Unlock the Lyric. Can you just pass the cup, please, bro? So in this cup, we got pieces of paper with words on it.
Right.
And, okay, first and foremost, this is a team game.
Okay.
The 2 of you all are going to be on a team, and myself and Llewellyn's going to be on a team as well.
Right.
Like I mentioned, in the cup, there's pieces of words in the cup, and we obviously have to come up with a song based on the word that's in the cup.
So it's contemporary
And it's
worship song.
Strictly contemporary worship.
Okay.
Right.
And you and your partner obviously has to harmonize it.
And we have to harmonize the
Yes.
song. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I've got one of the best ears that I know in terms of vocals. She's a vocal producer. She puts vocals together that sounds amazing, right? So I'm just gonna sing straight, Jay, and she'll do the other things. Yeah. So who's going first, bro? We're going
You
first.
can go
Miche?
first.
Okay.
Show them what's the word.
Phew. Think.
Yeah, you go.
We have 10 seconds now.
Yeah. Starts.
Can I go?
Yeah, go.
When I think about the Lord, how He saved me, how He raised me, how He filled me with the Holy Ghost, how He healed me to the uttermost. We good? Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you, Miche. Jay?
Jay.
I'm singing straight though, but you can choose.
Please, Lord. Behold.
Okay, you've got 10 seconds.
Jay.
I don't know if this. Okay. Now behold the Lamb,
Harmonize, Jay.
the precious Lamb of God,
He didn't sing what they out.
born into sin.
This guy, they don't get that point.
You don't know that
I
song?
know the song.
No point, bro.
Nah, I do.
But he didn't harmonize.
I had a BO, but I was, it's cool. Just behold the Father, behold the Father. God.
Okay, let me
singing,
go.
man?
Let me go.
Okay, 10
go.
seconds
Let me go.
starts now.
Ken. Help there. Yeah. You know what's in my mind? Something else.
Can I go? You can do all things.
But I didn't sing with you, so the time is up.
No, it's
You.
10 seconds to get the song, and then you harmonize.
Yeah.
Oh,
So can I
okay,
go?
okay.
You can do all things. You can do all things but fail. 'Cause you never lost the battle. 'Cause you never.
Oh, yeah. I was
Nah,
lost.
but that's not
Yeah,
that's
I thought you were gonna sing my
Sorry,
voice.
nah, I
Son.
was out there. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
You know what was in my mind was something
was that?
else. I can see clearly now.
That's so not content. Okay. Okay. Your 10 seconds.
No, son, let me know the song.
Now.
It's so difficult on the spot, bro. Afterwards, you think of everything.
Yeah, it's difficult, Jay, because you can't think about it. You can't think about it. You can't think about it, Jay. You can't.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. You've been so
I need to-
good to
I need
me.
to-
I thank God for the blessings.
One more round.
One more round.
Miche.
It's 1-0, né?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one.
When you've got
Let's
10
make it
seconds to come up with a song, then you
Miche, tell me the song, then I sing and you harmonize.
I hear you.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh.
What is the word?
All things are possible.
Let's do it again.
All things are possible.
What song is that?
She doesn't know that
She
song.
doesn't
She
know
doesn't
that
know.
song. No, go on. Let it go on.
Believe
That's a solo.
in you.
That's a solo.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
No, that's a solo.
The harmonies come in
The
there.
harmonies came in and we said, oh.
Yes. Yes.
Somebody's going
Yes. That's cool, bruh.
The Unc did the first line. You wait and you're like, okay, go again, and you just repeated the first line
no,
with
but
him.
but that's
how the
how the
song
song goes.
Cheating.
Do know.
Worshippers that cheats.
Facts, nah. I'm not with that one.
Okay. That's how you. That's experience,
That is experience.
right there,
Oh.
Miche. What's it?
Oh.
Oh,
we already have.
We had all.
we have
Yeah.
all.
No, we had can,
Yeah,
so we
can.
can do this. You
Can
can
do all things but fail. 'Cause you never lost the battle.
Hey,
No,
man.
you never lost the battle.
man.
And I know.
Yay.
And I know.
Hey, man.
You never win.
Country, man.
Where's the harmonies?
You can do. There's no harmonies in that song. Yeah.
Ay, yo. Okay, give it up for us. Jay, we beat you
fun.
again. We beat you again.
It's cool.
We beat you again. Right, guys. Okay, so we're discussing contemporary worship experience. So the third point we're gonna highlight this morning is this is an interesting one, Jay. It's called the Youtubification of worship. The Youtubification of worship, and what we want to discuss there is some small congregations now have turned to online music videos, right? produced by like major worship media companies to accompany their singing. So what they do, this phenomenon was not just created simply because of a lack of musical or personal resources. It was also a growing sense within these small churches that they could not measure up to the new musical standard that was set there. So what they would do is play worship music from YouTube on the screens, and people would just engage with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel they cannot live up to what people are listening to at home and experiencing at home because of all these big major companies that have now produced these worship videos, music videos and that type of thing. So how do you see yourself for the church? And we're talking about the younger generation coming. Is that more acceptable to them, or what would you say?
Nah.
Straight up, nah.
Nah, I would leave a church like it, Pastor.
Yeah.
You know, I think we gonna have to come up with a way where we're gonna have to experience and to do it ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Nah. Listening to Maverick on a screen.
Yeah.
No, Pastor. No.
Maybe for a smaller, Wednesday evening worship in a room, that's
But
that's
listen, Jay,
acceptable. But
we're talking about small congregations that's not so big.
Yeah.
Remember,
For
they
Sunday
don't,
morning.
So now they don't have the musicians, right? They don't have the singers, right? But they want to keep church, bro. So how do you navigate through that?
I think
Go through the struggles, Pastor.
Okay, so you saying
Go through
start
it.
from somewhere,
yeah.
even if you're not going to attract
Exactly.
young people or this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've been to churches where we're watching a Maverick concert
Right.
or a Maverick worship session. It's
Yeah.
not
Or whoever
the same.
the artist
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
It's just not the same. Why can't we do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why can't we? We need to change the mindset. Like you said, let's start somewhere. We've all started, and I'm sure in your experience, you didn't. It took a while to get where you are right now,
yes.
and with that came patience, and you were determined.
So Miche, with that, the generation that we have now,
Yeah.
don't you think that this generation, are we clear on the fact that, or do we agree on the fact that this generation is very impatient?
Yeah,
They are.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so how do you gratify that that expectation quickly?
Pastor,
Is there a quick solution
yeah,
to this thing?
tracks.
Okay, so you referring to backtracks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Invest maybe in let's say make it crucial for you guys to invest maybe in a good guitar player or keyboard player.
Okay.
And then you do tracks and then you have your 1 or 2 or 3 worshippers. I think that
Okay.
can work. Or even you can invest in a good drummer.
Okay.
And if you want that live experience,
Yes.
get the good drummer, and then you do tracks, and then it works. I do it sometimes at my church when I don't have a lot of musicians coming up to the service. Then I use a drummer. I get the drummer to come and play. He plays over tracks. It sounds good. People are engaging.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that. But then, if you also look at it on the other side, I don't want us to be too dependent on the tracks. Are we able to do this? Excuse me, without the tracks?
Yeah.
So I want our worship team to be in a position where even if there's an issue with the track at that
A
point,
technical
a technical
glitch
issue,
or whatever. Yeah.
we'll still be able to deliver.
Yeah.
And with that, there's no quick
Yeah.
quick fix to that.
Okay.
That comes with patience, hard work, and really dedication.
Okay.
You need to sit with the music. You need to practice. You need to practice at home. You need to practice at church. Yeah, it's a process, Unc. It's
Yeah.
not something that we can just
And you have to go through it.
Yeah.
You have to go through these experiences for you to get to the place where you want to be.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. There's definitely no quick fix to this thing. I'm with you on that comment. Nah, I'm facts. That's big facts. But I would say this timeline now becomes very important.
Yeah.
I would accommodate in the beginning of a church starting up. Yes, it's cool. Have your lyric video and so forth on. But now we need timelines here.
Yeah.
In the next 2-3 months max,
Yeah.
Okay.
what's our next step?
Exactly.
Definitely,
If in a year's time or 2 years' time you're still on lyric videos, then we have a problem.
Yes.
We've been coming to church
Yes.
for 2 years now, and we're still
Yeah.
on this. Then we have a problem. So timeline now
Okay.
becomes very
Definitely.
important.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say yes if that is what you're looking at and it's working for now, but give it a timeline.
You have to, yeah.
So let us move over to what Miche is saying. Start building now your team from what you're doing lyric videos, but in the meantime you're working a team. You're getting people to come.
Exactly.
You're rehearsing. You're doing all those type of things. And I think that's a good a platform to start from. So you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. Okay.
And we
cool.
also we know the disadvantages of trying to quickly put a team together overnight and then
I always say that quality over quantity.
Yes.
I
yes.
don't
okay.
need 15 singers.
Right.
Give me 3
Yeah.
that knows what they're doing and that's hardworking and that practices. Give me that. I can work with that.
Okay.
I don't need your 15 lazy
I hear you.
lazy
Yes.
musicians or
Yes.
singers. Yeah.
Yeah. So rather work with a smaller
A
group
smaller group,
that's
yeah.
dedicated,
Definitely,
committed,
yeah.
and that you can see growth in.
Yes.
Than a large team that really just came.
Yeah, because they never had anything to do, or I always wanted to sing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, just leave the Mavericks on the. Don't use them on the screens because
months at
yeah. Just imagine you
beginning.
guys worshiping and the song fades out. The guy fades the song out and it's like it gets softer and softer and softer. Like.
But even with that, you have to obviously somehow have a worship leader, even leading a
Yes.
lyric video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think look, it's we're taking some, because this is a practical show, right? So we're giving some solutions. We were on a high, but we'll take it from the high,
Yes.
and take it a little bit higher. So we were talking about the what do we call that? What did we call it? The Youtubification. The Youtubification of worship.
Yeah.
So let's just conclude there. There are things that we can do it on lyric videos, but we also saying or advising that rather, while you're doing that, get a team together, start working on that team,
Yeah.
and then get it over to the live. You can't stay all the time on the Youtubification version of worship. All right. The last point we're going to discuss is the power of image, right? And I'm not talking now about image where you standing on the stage with the skinny jeans I'm not talking about that image.
Okay.
I'm talking about actual image where we have this fourth area, reflection on, involves how contemporary worship has become a visual phenomenon and not just a oral one. Right.
Yeah.
So it's more visual also than what you hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. How important is that in today's setup in church?
Yeah, I think that's major, because yes, the screens alone for me, Pastor,
Right,
on a
right.
stage for me alone tells a story.
Okay.
You understand? Screens alone tells me a story, and it just complements the song that you sing unto God.
Yeah.
Like it visuals make it more beautiful. It makes it
Okay.
more, this is what we offer to the Lord. This is what
Yeah.
we give to God. And I think that just makes it beautiful. When I walk into a beautiful church with beautiful screens, beautiful lightning,
Okay.
it just makes me as a lighting, sorry. lighting. Beautiful light.
The Lord is speaking.
Come on.
Ek dink nou aan hy bakkie lightning grips. Lighting.
Yeah.
It just makes it more beautiful for me as a worshiper, I will give you my best voice if I sing on a beautiful stage and have these beautiful things offering unto God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is major important.
Yeah, definitely. That, and as we move now with the times,
Right.
and we consider the engagement from the congregation, I feel like the visuals of your worship experience or at church plays a big part. If you think about our screens, the projectors that
Right.
shows the congregation the words of the songs.
Yeah.
So now the worship team is in a better position to do new songs,
Right.
new contemporary worship songs, and we will find comfort in the fact that now the congregation can engage because they can't say they don't know the song.
Yeah.
Yes.
The words is on the screen, and it just makes their experience more enjoyable as well. So I think that the visual aspect of a worship experience, it plays a pivotal role in church.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and doesn't beauty give you some type of confidence or some
Yeah.
type of atmosphere?
Yes.
You know, when you as ek op 'n dry station, like
I hear you.
it's just
It's
dry.
just, you just feel
you know,
dry.
Yeah,
also.
you just feel dry also. But I think visuals plays a big role.
Yeah.
Can visuals be distracting, Jay? Can visuals also be distracting in your worship experience?
I don't know. Depends on how bright you put the screen.
Yeah.
Sometimes Clates will overblast it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Right.
but nah, it can. But I think just a small percentage.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I think the majority of it plays a huge part with the experience.
Yeah.
I don't think it's obviously if it connects.
Yeah.
The last thing you want now is you in a worship experience. Or rather, you in the worship segment now.
Yeah.
And you have praise
Yeah.
backdrops.
That doesn't
That's
make sense.
that's now
Yeah.
disturbing to the eye.
So I think that-
everything has to amalgamate.
So now, Miche, look, these things are all beautiful and it's all in their place and so forth. But now let's go back here, and for the people listening, the listeners listening to us, and those that are involved in worship teams and so forth, we must be cognizant of the fact that there are smaller churches that don't have the lights,
Yeah.
that don't have the screens. You understand what I'm saying? How do you get there? How do you visually make it more comfortable or more appropriate for those type of churches?
At least drapings.
Okay.
At least a curtain or something.
Welly. Welly sport you.
But even in that small setting though, what's the importance or how can I say how important it is it rather to still stay current and have a
Yes.
modern look to it, because it
Yes.
can have a small setting. And now you're speaking of curtains and so forth, and we've
Yeah.
seen in lockdown where pastors put curtains behind as backdrops, and it just looks
Doesn't look good. So how practical can we be to people out there and say, guys, give me some solutions here.
Yeah.
Give me some solutions.
I think that we need to be realistic about
Okay.
it. Small churches, you can't stay small forever. I'm
I
sure
hear you.
every head pastor, they have a vision for their church. I'm sure this church started small,
Right.
and you guys ran with the vision, and look how it looks today. So I think that same with our previous topic. There's a grace period.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
There should be a grace period while you building, and in the background you have your workers in the background, you're accumulating to get to that level of the big visuals and the big lights. So I think work in the background, but we'll forgive you for now, but let's work towards something.
So maybe if you don't have the big screens, Jay, I'm just thinking. So you can have monitors. Your
Your TVs,
computer
yeah.
monitors or televisions or
Yeah.
what. At least maybe 3 positioned on a stand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Across the stage, so that it would be easy accessible for people to read the lyrics. Obviously, you have to have a computer to generate those lyrics. and so forth, you're gonna have to rely on someone actually cueing the lyrics all the time. You know, as the song progresses, you would have to that person has to switch and so forth. So what we're saying is you at least need a computer
Yeah.
to generate those lyrics.
Yeah.
Have at least TV screens or whatever you want, computer screens. Let it just be visible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And have this beautiful backdrop. So as an example, you can get Pro Presenter, you can get Easy Worship.
Yes.
I don't know what Proclaim. There's another one, Proclaim. Get those things in, download it onto your computer, and then run it from there. Get those lyrics in. And if you want, look, you can always just contact Crystal Church and try and speak to me, to Lester. And I will be able to give you advice as to what type of things to get, depending on how big and what your budget looks like and so forth. But the thing is here, we have to engage the congregation. And you say visuals is very important to engage, especially this generation.
Yeah.
Especially this generation.
Just one example, Pastor.
Okay.
The Unc. I sing with when I sing, especially when I do a worship song.
Right.
I sing with some kind of effect on my mic.
Okay.
A post-fader delay,
Okay.
especially with worship. A lot of people ask me, "What do you?" But it sounds good.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are the things that we these are the things that we have in our wat roep ons dit, our as jy dit heet, man.
In our arsenal.
Yeah, now
In our arsenal.
yeah.
We've got these things.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
the things that we have, so we
Yeah.
must make use of it.
Yes.
Going with a post-fader delay, you sing maybe just an example. You can do all things
And then
but
it-
fail, but fail.
Yes,
fail.
yes.
How beautiful that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
In
understand?
worship.
Exactly.
For the listener as well,
Yeah.
not just for
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
singing. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we have this okay, we don't do it in church, but I used to have a friend, Ayanda,
Yeah.
who came and did it with a pipe.
vocoder.
It was like a
A
vocoder.
vocoder, yes.
And we did a song, we worship you in the
Yeah.
spirit, but he started it and then said, hey, that robot, you know that
Yeah,
robot
yeah,
voice. We worship you in the and people were like,
Yeah.
how do y'all do that? But it was cool for the young people.
Yeah.
And it was cool for, because hulle kan nie vir tipe in hoor nou en
Yes,
hoor nou
yes,
vir
yes.
Welly wat,
Yes.
you know, we worship you in the spirit. And I mean, things like that, just be creative, you know,
Right.
with the things that you have.
I think that's so important
Yeah.
because we're serving a generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's important to bring them and say, look, with everything that we have, our talents and everything it comes from God.
Yeah,
So we want to give it to God.
exactly.
And I think that's important. Do we have some comments, questions there, Jay? On the live?
We actually have people showing love. Just give me a sec. There we go. Lorraine Stoll saying, I totally agree. We need to put everything else aside. This is based on the earlier topic.
Yeah.
You can't go on stage and serve looking downcast.
Yeah.
It's God time. It's God's time. Let go and let God. People
Yes.
draw from the worshipers.
True.
Right.
Sheldon Banks showing love. God is spirit and we should worship in spirit and truth. Great show, guys. And just a bunch of people showing love.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button and also share this link with family and friends, and so that they can listen to all these insights that our guests have here and so forth. So we also, because Llewellyn was sharing about that, you know, the different effects that he has orderly on the audio and so forth. I want to come to this, that he's from Ignite Ministries, right? So they've just recorded their single. It's all composed by themselves, their own original music, and it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. I promise you, it sounds amazing. So you're releasing that on Monday,
Yes, sir.
which is the 25th.
Yes.
It will be available on all digital platforms. That is Apple Music, iTunes,
Yeah.
Spotify,
Yeah.
Google Play,
Tidal.
Tidal,
Yeah, Tidal.
Deezer,
Yeah.
whatever platform you're looking for, it will be. Llewellyn, tell us, what do they look for?
The song is dropping on Monday.
Right.
It was written by our lead pastor, Pastor Dean Retief,
Right.
myself on lead vocals, and then we have Daniela, first daughter of the house, also on lead vocals, and then we have the Ignite Family Choir.
Right.
So we also have a music video that's gonna come out later in, I think, probably in November.
Okay.
That's coming out live in the church auditorium. So yeah, that's what we all about.
So
manifest.
what do we look for when we search on any one of these platforms?
Okay, the link. I don't know. I don't have the link right now.
Okay, but no. So if I
Oh,
search,
manifest. Oh,
Okay.
manifest. Yeah, Ignite United, because we have a lot of musicians that joined us on that
Right,
song
right.
from different churches.
Right.
So we call it Ignite United. Manifest is the name of the song. So
okay, so we search
yeah.
for Ignite
United, Manifest.
And Manifest
Yeah.
is the name of the
The
song.
name of the song, yeah.
Okay, Manifest. So get that, guys. Ignite United. That's the name of the group, and then the song's name is Manifest.
Manifest.
Please, on Monday,
Yes.
first thing, Llewellyn wanted to send me the link, right, to the song, and say, I said, no ways. I'm waiting for Monday because I want to download the song.
It's payday.
It's he says it's payday for the banks. I don't know for who it is payday, but anyway, it's payday, right? So guys, get that song, download it. It's our own music. Llewellyn is just, it's fantastic. I call him Diedrich. He's our Diedrich. He's just a phenomenal vocalist.
Thank you.
And the music on there, the mixing, the mastering, it just sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody that was involved in that whole song. It's exceptional, guys. Exceptional. I heard it
Yeah.
when I visited their church a few weeks ago, and it's just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Get that song. It's called Manifest Ignite United, right?
Yes.
Cool. Just some closing remarks, guys, before we move on. And then we will say goodbye for the third segment of the Worship Summit. Some closing remarks from you, Llewellyn.
The Unc, Jay, thank you for having me. And I just want to say to the masses, we mustn't forget we were speaking about all these things,
Yes.
the material things and everything. But the most important thing is to get your heart connected to God. Wherever you are, whatever you do, just connect your heart to God, and
so that God can manifest.
manifest.
Amen.
Yeah.
Just do me a line of that chorus.
Okay. Manifest, Lord, in me. Make the unseen seen in me.
Hey,
Come
man.
on.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
The lyrics are beautiful. Eh?
Yeah.
The lyrics are beautiful. So, guys, please get that. Thanks so much, Llewellyn.
Thank you,
Miche.
sir.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us, Unc and Jay. And just to speak of what Willie just mentioned now, as much as we consider the theatrics and all the nice things that the worship experience has to offer, it is about your heart, and
Yes.
most importantly, to remember that worship is a solution, and you can worship your way out of your problems,
Wow.
out of your hardships. And yeah, God is
Awesome.
good, and we love worship, and we love music.
We just love. Jay,
Third week, Unc.
Third week.
It's been amazing, and what I love about these shows, it meets you where you at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
We're not
yes.
speaking from a huge church perspective and only catering for them.
Yes.
It meets you where you're at, and I've just been really drawing from it, loving it. And Miche, Llewellyn, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, man.
Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. It's been an awesome, amazing show. I'm definitely going to be downloading the single as well. Looking
Manifest.
forward to
Yep.
it. And yeah, it's been lit Friday morning. What a start to the weekend.
Yes, man, it's been exceptional. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for Llewellyn that's come through. I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate the beautiful Miche that's with us this morning. And I just need to tell you, man, one of my favorite vocal producers. This lady is good.
Yeah.
I came in. Remember, I came in to do a workshop with you guys,
Yeah.
a technical workshop for 6 weeks at your church,
Yes.
and then we put some stuff together, and I was like, okay, now we're gonna put groups together, and we're gonna do. And Miche took that over, and I said, my God, what am I doing here? Because she's teaching me, you know what I'm saying? She's just that amazing. And thank you so much for your talent and that you serving in the kingdom of God.
Yes.
You could have been anywhere else. I promise you, with the talent you have, but you're serving in the kingdom of God, and that's the best place to serve.
Definitely.
And thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you. Jay, thank you so much for joining us. Then I want to say next week is our last week on the Worship Summit. We've got a phenomenal worship leader in next week. Kewan is his name. He's from Pastor Patrick Duncan's church, and he's going to share some insights. It's going to be a great show. I promise you. He's been traveling with, what's the guy's name? Dr. Toomey. He's been traveling Dr. Toomey and so forth. So, and his senior pastor is Pastor Patrick. Imagine now. You know what I'm saying? How that music must be sounding in that church. So it's awesome. It's blessed. And thank you so much for watching us. God bless you. Have a fantastic weekend. We're back next week Friday on In Your Fields with the Unc. God bless you and see you next time.